You're sitting at someone else's holiday table, maybe a close friend's, maybe your partner's family, and around you, everyone is loud and imperfect and bickering over something that will mean nothing by next week. And you're watching all of it. The chaos, the warmth, even the irritation. And somewhere inside you, something very quiet says, I don't have this anymore. Not because no one invited you, because you chose this. And then someone across the table, someone who means well, looks at you and asks, so where's your family spending the holidays? And you smile. You say something light, something that closes the door before it fully opens. Because the honest answer? It doesn't fit between the appetizers and the main course. Most people aren't really asking. They want a simple answer so the conversation can keep moving. But you're still sitting there, holding the full weight of a decision that took years. What nobody tells you about walking away. Here's what most people get completely wrong about family estrangement. They assume the people who step back are the ones who gave up, the ones who took the easy road, who chose comfort over commitment. The research tells the opposite story. The people who distance themselves from family are almost always the ones who stayed the longest, who tried the hardest, who came back to the same table, the same conversations, year after year, hoping something would finally shift. Estrangement isn't a snap decision. It's the last page of a very long book, and yet we treat it like a character flaw. Think about someone who spent their entire 20s making that drive. 3 hours each way. Every major holiday, every family obligation, sitting at a table where they were technically present, but never truly seen. Not unloved, exactly, but unseen, where every conversation found its way back to what they hadn't accomplished yet, who they hadn't become. And still, they went back, because leaving felt like betrayal, because hope is one of the most stubborn things in the human heart. And then one year, they didn't go. The world didn't end. But what followed, that did feel like an ending. A grief that doesn't announce itself all at once. It comes in waves. In grocery stores, when you see someone who walks like your mother. In the pause before you answer, when someone asks about your parents. In the conversations with your own children. Dr. Carl Pielemer of Cornell University found it wasn't one dramatic moment. There was no single explosion. It was erosion. Years of conversations that went nowhere. Apologies that never arrived. Patterns that repeated despite every attempt. When someone steps back, they don't stop grieving. In many ways, they grieve it more because they have to keep choosing it. They mourn the parent they needed, but never quite had. The sibling relationship that could have been something. And then, an interior quiet they hadn't known before. Like a noise they'd stopped hearing, and suddenly it was gone. Have you ever tried to explain why a relationship leaves you feeling worse? From the outside, nothing looks obviously wrong. Just a persistent, low-level feeling that you are never quite enough. That love comes with invisible conditions. Psychologists call this emotional invalidation. It trains you to believe that needing things from people is dangerous. People don't leave because something exploded. They leave because one day they realized there was nothing left to stand on. The guilt is not proof you made the wrong decision. It's proof that you genuinely cared. People who don't care don't feel that guilt. The fact that it still hurts, that you still question it, that's evidence of love that didn't have a safe place to go. Cutting off family is not the easy way out. It's choosing one kind of pain over another. Sometimes it is genuinely the most honest and self-respecting decision a person can make. Surviving isn't noble. It's just surviving. You are allowed to want more than that. They chose themselves. And that is one of the most quietly devastating, quietly courageous things a person can do. If this reached you somewhere real, you are not alone, not even close. Subscribe to PsyInsight Daily